สวัสดีค่ะดิฉันนางสาวพนิดาบำเพ็ญเพียร
สวัสดีครับผมนายณัฐันราชพลสิทธิ์
Good morning I'm Panida Bampenpian from grade 11
and I'm Nathan ราชพลสิทธิ์ from grade 11 วันนี้เป็นอีกหนึ่งวันที่พวกเราจะได้รู้จักพี่เกรด12มากขึ้นผ่านการทำ Senior Project ครับ
Today is another special day where we'll get to know our seniors better through their senior projects. It is required by the Satit Kaset IP curriculum for grade 12 students to choose their individual senior projects in order to graduate. Each grade 12 student can choose a topic of his or her interest to demonstrate his or her comprehensive knowledge and skills learned at Satit Kaset IP and beyond.
This project gives students an opportunity to do their own research, apply what they have learned into practice, complete the project, and present their research to the audiences by the end of the academic year. Through hard work, our seniors have created their very own projects to gain knowledge, experience, help the community, and inspire others. ต่อไปจะเป็นการนำเสนอของแต่ละ project ครับ
The future of technology is taking flight with AeroSwiFT. Ronnakit has stepped into the world of innovative drone design.
He developed a somewhat functioning drone prototype capable of autonomous flight, showcasing exceptional engineering and software development.
Let's show our appreciation for Ronnakit's achievement with a big cheer.
Oh, Manao. What should we eat for lunch, Manao?
Oh, of course, it'll be KFC, bro.
Man, I want to get that KFC, man.
Yes, sir.
But, oh, there's one down the street. Let's walk there.
Burning calories is not my thing, bro. Like, you burn 8 calories a minute of walking. I'm a doctor. I order people to go get food for me.
What should we do, Manao?
Well,
what about having a drone, getting it for you? Good morning, committee members. Good morning, committee members, teachers, parents, and students. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce you to my senior project, AeroSwiFT. Let's first start off with the project objectives. To design a functional drone prototype capable of performing a flight. To learn all the parts and inner workings of a drone. To get hands-on experience on functional engineering projects. To evaluate satisfaction and gather feedback from users, which are my advisors and my friends. And to inspire young engineer enthusiasts. Now, AeroSwiFT is targeted towards anyone who loves engineering-related projects. Now, let's talk about the project process. I first started off with consulting with my advisor about my drone project idea, which they all agreed on. Then I started looking through research paper, which my main sources were ResearchGate and Google Scholar. I also watched YouTube videos to get visual learning experience of drone building and configuring. Now for the part selection, I would like to compare the drone parts to the human anatomy for a simpler analysis. First, let's start off with the brains of the drone, which is the flight controller. And for the flight controller, I choose to go with the Pixhawk Pro flight controller because it is commercially available and it has all the features that I'm needing. Now, for the heart of the drone is the power distribution board. And for the muscles of the drone is the motors. And for the bones of the drone is the frame. And I chose 3D printing for the frame because if a part breaks, I can just replace it. For the 3D printing material, it would be PLA because it is the simplest material to do 3D print with. And say hello to my X sandwich technology. So as you can see, in my frame, it has a gyroid. It has a gyroid structure which minimizes the weight, while still having a exceptional amount of strength. And for the blades, I choose to go with a 10-inch by 4.5-inch propeller, which seems to be the best. And for mounting the components to the drone frame, I choose to go with cable tie because it is modular. Now let's take a deep dive into the building process. I first started off by looking online for a drone frame design, which I settled on the DJI F450 drone frame design. And I imported it into Fusion 360 and I edit the design to match with my needs. Then after the files were ready, I loaded it up into my 3D printer and I started printing right away. This step took me around 5 whole days. After the parts were ready, this is what it looked like, and I installed the heat insert right away. Then I screw in the screws, but it does not work because the heat insert got clogged by plastic. So I drilled through the clog, which worked at first, but it broke my drill bit. So I thought I got scammed by that Lazada seller selling me the drill, but and also I was wondering it's still weaker than plastic, but it turns out no. So as the drill bit punctures into the plastic, it creates friction, which then increases the heat. So the plastic melts and it increases the viscosity. And as the viscosity increases, it increases the drag force, which then broke my drill bit. After the clogs were cleared, I assembled the frame, and this step is quite simple forward. I brought a affordable soldering station from China, and I started soldering right away. And one simple trick I found about soldering is it's all about the heat transfer. So you must heat up the soldering joint to the melting point of the solder, then apply the solder, and you will get a reliable and secure joint. Also, to heat up your soldering iron tip to the maximum possible temperature to minimize down the contact time. And after everything was soldered together, I installed in the propulsion system, which includes the motor and the electronic speed controller. And this is me installing the motors in. Then after the motors were installed, I installed in the previously soldered power distribution board. And this is what my drone looks like. I would like to give a big thumbs up to this documentation about the Pixhawk flight controller, which clearly describes the pinouts of the flight controller, and it describes how I would configure my drone. After going through the documentations, I start wiring up the electronic components to my drone. And this is me wiring up the electronic components to the flight controller. Now, I initially planned to use Mission Planner as my ground-based control software, but it turns out it is not compatible with Mac. So I found a new software called APM Planner, which I installed it. I configured my drone with APM Planner, but it just turns out to be a huge mess because my laptop was an M1 device and APM Planner does not run natively on. So there are tons of bugs and glitches. Natawat was kind enough to let me borrow his laptop, and so big thanks to Natawat. And after that, I start configuring my drone right away. Now I can't get the motors to spin, and I even called Captain to help me, and we thought it was the ESC calibration problem. And as you can see, I bring my drone everywhere to calibrate the ESC, but it does not work, sadly. Until 1 week later, I figured out it was not the ESC calibration problem, but it was the receiver problem. So here you can see the motor spinning. I was so happy that time. I thought the project was over. Then I broke my drone way before the first flight. Captain was kind enough to give me his super glue, but it turns out to be a big mess because I spilled it everywhere. And I broke my drone again by dropping it. And this shows me how fragile my drone is. And the reason that my drone is so fragile is because I'm using a silk PLA to 3D print out all the parts. And silk PLA is brittle, but for aesthetic reason, it looks quite promising, so it is well worth it. Now, if I were to 3D print all the parts again, I would use something like a nylon filament because of its strength. And here is the first flight of the drone. Spot the difference. Here you can see the
สวัสดีครับ
full
ทุกคนนะครับ
video.
นี่คือ first flight นะครับทุกคน
อันนี้ไม่ใช่ second อ่ะ
อ๋อ นี่
สูงๆหน่อยก็ได้นะเว้ย
Sorry about not cutting the video.
หนีตั้มหนีทุกคนใกล้ๆนะใกล้ๆนะ
Flipping over. There are more videos, but I won't show it anymore, so just skip it. And the reason that caused my drone to tip over is imbalanced forces. I was lucky enough because P. Jetipat stepped back into Satit Kaset IP to visit, and I kindly asked him for help, which he gave me a huge amount of help. So thank you, P. Jetipat. It is heartwarming to see everyone cheering up for AeroSwiFT. So thank you, everyone. We took it for a flight, and one of the arms broke in half, as you can see in this video. But hey, the four arms and the four legs of the drone got lifted off the ground for 2,000 milliseconds. Just ignore the units. The numbers are more important. Now, I have talked to Ajahn Sak and P. Jetipat about the reasons that my drone is tipping over, and I have summarized it into 5 points. So, the propellers are installed in a wrong direction. The motor pinouts were incorrect. The calibration was not done properly. There are safety concerns with the frame, and the motor quality were not consistent. Now, let's talk about the project budget. Please refer to the book for detailed accounting, but the rough budget is 15,000 baht, and the total expense is 11,127.93 baht. Cost-wise, AeroSwiFT is comparable to a DJI Mini 3 with a whopping 38 minutes of flight time, 4K video transmission capability, and lastly, it works right out of the box. But I would say that AeroSwiFT is still worth it because I have gained tons of experience and knowledge from this project. Now for the conclusion, is AeroSwiFT a success or is it a failure? I would say that AeroSwiFT is a success! And here's my friend Chonati demonstrating the motor spinning. I have disarmed the drone, so safety is #1 priority. Here you can see the motor spin. Feel free to come up and try out the controller. Who wants to come up, you can come. Come up. Come right up. Spicer ชื่ออะไรนะน้องเย้มานี่ซ้ายขวาขึ้นลงเลยปะลองเล่นดู อันนี้เอาลง อันนี้เอาขึ้นนี่เว้ซ้ายขวาอ๋ออันนี้เอาขึ้นนี่เอาขึ้นตรงข้าม so here you can see the motor spinning I would like to say thank you to my advisor อาจารย์ลินดาสุซันโตอาจารย์my co-advisor อาจารย์นเวศวิน and my coordinator อาจารย์เกตสุดาคชาทอง and I would like to thank you everyone for cheering up for AeroSwiFT thank you
Such a marvelous piece of engineering. I can't wait to see where this technology goes next.
Yeah, I know, right? Look at those motors spin.
We, as grade 12 students, are proud to present our senior projects, which are an accumulation of our interests. This can only be done with the help of our school, Satit Kaset IP, and the committee members who have given us this opportunity to learn the working process, enhance our problem-solving skills, and discover more about our individuality. Furthermore, we appreciate our 12 senior project advisors who motivated us and kept track of our progress. Although we may have finished our projects later than planned, not one of you refused to help edit our work. Thank you to Ajahn Ketsuda Kashatong, our project coordinator, who has given us useful advice about the working process and guided our projects to success. We would like to thank Ajahn Jonathan Simino, Ajahn Yer Seripap, Ajahn Robin Graham, and Ajahn Eric Huygen, and also the other advisors again for your precious advice that made our presentation interesting. Also, we would like to say thank you to all the teachers who are here to encourage us. Thank you to Pikeng, Pipakorn, Pinipon, and all the staff members who supported us in technology, sound, light, and location. Thank you Nong Panida, Nong Nathan, our MCs, Nong Pitiwat, and Nong Panasarn for efficiently completing their duties, so please give them a round of applause. Last but not least, we want to thank you to our audience for coming to encourage us. Next year, it's your turn, IP11. As IP12, we hope that you plan your project ahead of time. So if you need help, you can feel free to come to us and ask for advice. On this occasion, we would like to invite Ajahn Sak onto the stage as a representative of the committee members. Please accept our garland and give us a word of wisdom.
Good afternoon, and to parents and teachers, seniors, grade 10, grade 11 students. On behalf of the committees, I would like to thank everyone who attend this senior project presentations. I am proud of grade 12 student for presenting their interesting senior project with enthusiasm and dedication. As senior years, senior students are required to undertake final year's project in an area of personal interest. This project could be focused on career interests, academic research, events management, arts, personal development. Throughout the year, the seniors have worked diligently hard, collaborating with the advisors to complete their project. While some may face delay along the way, their determination ensure that everyone successfully reach the finish line. So a special thanks to you, all advisors and coordinators, for your guidance and support. And to the seniors, today I'm truly delighted to be part of this audience, witnessing your dream and passions. I hope that each and every one of you will carry these experiences from this journey into your future study in the university. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajahn Sak. Next, we would like to invite Ajahn Sim, the advisor representative, to accept our garland and give us a word of wisdom.
No speech for me. Yeah, this payback thing is getting a little bit out of hand. Yes, I forced the students to do improvs to get them ready to do public speaking. So they didn't prepare a speech for me. That's okay. I can say some things that are nice. First nice thing I want to say is in all the years I've been doing this, which is quite a few, as you can see, I have never seen the advisors get more involved than this year. Sadly, a lot of it in the last 2 weeks. But that was impressive. And advisors, I really mean this. You guys make this happen. These kids start these ideas, and some of them are way out here, and you are the reason they can kind of rein it in and still make something really great. So please, thank you very much for helping them. Now, speaking to the seniors, I get the final kind of process with these guys. I get to see the really bad versions, the very first versions that were 7 weeks ago, and some of you had picture will come here, and something about my advisor will be here, and this was their presentations, and I thought, oh my God, we are really behind. But you know what? It's such a huge project. I'm so proud of being at Satit IP when we do things like this, because the easy way to do education and the way that most of the schools around us do education is one way. One way. We're going to have a test, we're going to lecture you, and you're going to write it down. That is not the way we do education here. We do education individually. The word is individual. Look at these guys. They don't fit in any boxes, right? Look at the projects they created. Why? Because we give them the freedom to try all kinds of crazy stuff, like a dance, training, and then a performance with little kids and little trainers. It was amazing to watch, right? To see people doing all of these business programs where they're just taking products and they're trying to, sell and compete against the empire of 7-Eleven and the empire of Louis Vuitton and the empire of Chanel and all of these kind of things, It is amazing to me. And every year I'm just shocked, but this year especially, the variety of projects, engineers and artists and musicians and rappers, and we've got ice cream, for God's sakes. It's awesome. And my favorite, one to help with, because I got to taste ice cream. It was great. So anyway, I'm just really proud of you guys. I know that it was a lot of hard work. I saw how hard it was, and I'm sorry if I was hard on you, Shane. I'm sorry. I get a little pushy, but it's because I care, and it's because I want you guys to be right here, right now, and happy, and here you are, okay? So just one last final statement goes to IP11, who is now crying. Guys, they can do it. You can do it. Listen to some of their advice. They gave some great advice today, and a lot of you were like, next year is your year. Don't worry. All of these people are here for you next year. It's going to go great, but you got to get to work, okay? Think of some ideas, and let's get to work. But for you guys, please, one last round of round of applause for this class, IP12. Great job. Okay, good job.
I get the flowers too. Right.
Thank you, Ajahn Sim. Lastly, we would like to invite all committee members and teachers to take a photo with us.